Who of you is already familiar with Web3, particularly from the front-end side? No one? There is? Okay. So who knows what's happened yesterday? There was the merge, yeah. Okay, that was our arm. And who knows? There is a secret greeting in the Web3 community. It's this. Who knows what does it mean? Yeah, it's good morning. So good morning, everybody. Or actually, good afternoon. Okay. Blockchain, rather Web3 or the crypto, however, this is a thing which is driving people crazy in 2022. So I'm going to prepare you for 2023. And what does your client want? They may approach you like this. So, hey, you, I want Web3 stuff in my website right now. Okay, so what feature you want? Maybe let's, you told me you're an expert. So maybe let's make a button. That's, how did you get that? It's a fantastic idea. And this is the love story, how we're starting. And let's have a look at this example app. And which button make this app a Web3 one? Connect wallet button. This button. And the most wanted feature is this one, Connect Wallet button. When you click it, it prompts the user to something, to connect wallet, to give permission to the wallet. And without that button, I don't find you up a Web3 one. So this button is crucial. You may wonder why. And to get access to something in the web with Web 1 approach, you used to have an email or username and password. Okay. And with Web 2 approach, you get the possibility to post data like we do have every day in social media. But, sorry. But who's the owner of those data? Not me, not the user. So what Web3 does, it brings the ownership of the data to the user back. Please call me Kuba. I'm the regular front-end developer with nothing out of ordinary in my stack, just simple React and sometimes advanced TypeScript. And I'm from iPro Labs. We bring something from traditional finance to the decentralized world, to the blockchain. And I conduct YouTube channel called JS Jam. And how did I get into Web3? This talk is about that. I started exactly 1 year ago, just like this. Okay. I'm going to talk about D-apps. What is D-app? D-app is an application which uses blockchain under the hood. So let's focus on the front-end part. One disclaimer. Before we get off the ground, I like to highlight two things. First one is my stack is not the only right stack. So it's React.js in general. And we operate only on EVM-compatible chains. What is EVM? You don't have to know that. Don't worry. And one crucial question, why blockchain? And we can treat blockchain as a deterministic platform where everyone can participate permissionless, and user can prove they own something because they hold a token in their wallet. And the magic happens thanks to public key cryptography. And almost everything is going open source. And Web3 frontend talks to blockchain like every average Web2 app used to talk to backend. But your browser cannot call blockchain on its own. It's not able to do that. So you need to have a node which talks to blockchain on behalf of you. And what is a node? And how to get it? And don't confuse it with Node.js. We can have Infura or Alchemy account. And these are node providers, SaaS services with really straightforward user experience. Just copy paste the link, put into your code, and boom, done. So far, we can read from blockchain, nothing hard. But when you want to write something into blockchain, you want your users to connect their wallets. And we already got read and write methods covered. And as the blockchain is designed as immutable, we cannot change anything in our database, because blockchain is considered like as database though. So there is no more put and delete method anymore in our API. And what is the difference between Web 2 and Web 3 frontend? Almost everything remains the same. You talk to a node instead of HTTPS server. And although we don't exclude Web 2 infrastructure from existing in parallel, that means you can mix everything, you can get advantage of everything what Web 2 offers to you. And this is the deal. This is an address, a reference to your smart contract or your wallet. And to get the smart contract address, or to get the smart contract address particularly, chase your smart contract developers on find it into documentation or protocol resources. And you may already know what the API is. It stands for Application Programming Interface. In Web 3, we got something similar. An ABI. ABI is an application binary interface. It looks like it's just schema for your smart contract. It looks like this, but don't worry, you don't need to type anything manually. It's just being created when your smart contract is deployed. And you definitely want to have a Web3 library. You don't want to reinvent the wheel. And a library helps you to encrypt and decrypt data. And it's also useful for computation on front end, as you know, pure JS is weak of math, sorry. No. And it helps you to deal with wallet. There are two common libraries. First one is Web3, and the second is ethers.js. Personally, I like to use ethers.js. Let's figure out the snippet. The first step is to initialize a provider, and it could be a wallet or node. In this case, it is a wallet, and it's available behind window.ethereum. And this code fires your. This code should be fired when the user clicks the connect wallet button. And next step is to check what account you have access to. Then you create a smart contract instance for JavaScript. There's an abstraction. And you need to have an address, the API, and provider. Then you are able to call the method mint_my_NFT. OK, we got reading. Reading is free, and you don't need a wallet. A node is enough. And if you call read method, it gives you a promise, a JavaScript promise, of course. And when you await that promise, you get the result. And that's it. While reading, there is no event emitted. And in order to write something into blockchain, someone has to pay for gas. So it costs you to pay something. So we need a wallet. And it's kind of double promise. When user call an action to write something into blockchain, MetaMask wallet or any wallet prompts user to accept the transaction fee. And that's been the first promise. And when you get a receipt from your transaction, it's the second promise. That means your transaction is already mined. And unfortunately, there is no feature to tip developers. And it can emit events. And we talk about wallet. Wallet. What is the wallet? The first wallet you probably meet is MetaMask. It's a browser plugin. And I'm already connected to Polygon blockchain, where Matic is the native cryptocurrency. And down below I hold over $300, pretty nice. And I got one tip for you. So it's about security. So you cannot refresh your credentials. So if you use your private keys, you cannot even revoke them. So be familiar with the best practices. OK, wallet. However, what is wallet in general? It's your Web3 ID. And it's your account in terms of Web 2. So that also means you can own tokens. And tokens, to be worth something, to be worth your attention, needs to refer to some value. And what challenges you meet building interface for Web3? First one is arithmetic. We love numbers in JavaScript because it's just unpredictable, but this library solves all your problems. Big number library. It's included in ethers.js. And in Web3, you need 18 decimals precision and even more. And that library also supports only integers. So that's the challenge. And this is it looks like this. This is an example. I pass a numeric string into the constructor. Then I can perform math operations. And it's chainable and immutable for your convenience, of course. And I got a quiz for you. Where is the bug in this code? A bug. You should multiply first, then divide. Otherwise, you'll lose precision. We operate only on integers, remember. And this second question, why numeric string? Why not just a native JavaScript number? Because there is a limit. And in case of numeric strings, there is no limit. You can put as long number as you want. And you might get obsessed on Bitcoin price. No, it's a primitive obsession. I confuse conferences. I mean primitive obsession or actually big number obsession. So everything is a number type, a big number type. So sometimes you want to tell a function to be not allowed to accept whichever big number. It should expect total to be passed. And you can achieve that with the branding technique. Who knows that? Who used to do that on their project? Okay. So all those big numbers are not a big number type anymore. Each of them has its own type: collateral, interest rate, total. Yeah. How to get real-time UI? This is the general challenge on frontend. And everything is about when do I have to update data to keep my UI responsive to the user. And the old imperative approach is to refresh data in relevant intervals, update when transaction affects my data, and filter out redundant calls, and finally manage priority. And in Web 2, data changes over time. In Web 3, in blockchain, data changes over blocks. Nothing is happening between two consecutive blocks. I guess you like to have some framework. So let's have a React. And you know, React is mostly for UI, so I want to bring some clever approach to manage my data. So I got Redux, and I was also thinking about RxJS in case I need to be more reactive. But I discovered I used DApp library as a set of hooks for React, and you know, I fell in love with them. Why? Because they said, we tried Redux and it doesn't succeed. And then they said, we tried RxJS and not succeeded. So, why is this library a game changer? It performs multi-call. Multi-call squashes all your calls into one, like GraphQL does. And you can glue it with detecting incoming blocks, like React query with use query can run in intervals. And you don't need to care of anything I mentioned before. It's just real-time UI. Okay. And who of you knows this pyramid, this scheme? It's very popular. It's not that scheme. It's a test level scheme. From the bottom, you get the unit testing, integration, and end-to-end testing. And smart contracts are already covered on Solidity level by you smart contracts developers. So I don't care about them. And I want to test components and functions like any other front end. And for integration suite, I have to answer a question first. What parts I want involved in my pipeline? Either local local fake blockchain instance, or maybe a facade for all the blockchain-related communication. And finally, I want to run my test in a real browser with real wallet. And I use testing library for integration and unit testing level, and to end-to-end testing, I use the something what community brings. It's a plugin for Cypress called Synpress, and that plugin provides support for MetaMask wallet. So you no longer need to test it manually. And why you really need error logging? Why you need to error your logs? To log your errors, sorry. And since your customer connected their wallet, you have no idea what happens on the front end in the browser. So there is no server logs. So use event loggers like Sentry.io or LogRacket. And remember, do not send any sensitive data. And how much costs developing? Oh, you know gas, it's paid in ETH or Matic, depending on the blockchain. And of course, you have to pay for developing, to deploying to production. However, we got testnets with the streams of free tokens, the streams called faucets. And there are plenty of SaaS services with free tier. Oh, I don't remember I paid for anything up front. So, did you really think we charge developers for writing code? So, who wants Web3 developing right now? Raise your hands. Don't? Oh, okay. So, thank you. That's everything.
Okay. Let's take a look at questions. Questions coming up. Why is it called Web3 if I need a wallet? Okay. How would Instagram Web3 version look like?
Instagram version.
Yeah, like so I can generalize the question to how would popular internet stuff look like under Web3 version?
In my personal opinion, Instagram could be not a good case for Web3 from the beginning. If you start your adventure with Web3, with blockchain. I work in finance, and then decentralized finance. So in my personal opinion, of course, this is the first choice for blockchain technology, and it works. But in terms of Instagram or any other app you already know, I have no idea, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know is a great answer. Recommended. Okay, thanks. A few more claps, and we're moving on.
Thank you.